Dave Farin. Dave and I go way back. Yes, he's not quite as old. He's older than I am, but not as old as Harry. Dave's the one that sent us a picture of the Harry and the Where's Waldo Harry. But Dave is a very special individual. We talked about Dan working behind the scenes, but Dave was behind the scenes for a long number of years and was real vital to the success of the early years of soccer, both as a player and later as a coach. He holds a Class D coaching license, and he is joining as a player, coach, and I believe a referee as well at some point. I first met Dave. I'm going to story. I remember Dave coming to practice and then having his kayak on his car, and then going immediately do how many miles on your kayak and then come back to probably another practice. That's all I remember Dave in the years. But he had a very successful career with the Fox Valley Cosmos. Hey, Tony, Cosmos, and by the way, I saw you got congratulations from Victor Briones. And Neenah Eagles Bombers. He continued at Neenah High School. In the early years, you were the transition team from the old Woodlands to the official Neenah High School, and then went on to both Parkside and Oshkosh as well too. And was successful all steps of the way. But this is what kind of a good player. Remember, goalkeepers, and he'll tell you, goalkeepers are best when they can play in the field. And he won accolades both as a goalie and then as a midfielder at Oshkosh. So that tells you some of his skill sets. That's what made him successful, probably on both levels, particularly as a goalie. He became an East Central soccer official. He was first trained by two of our previous members, Ian Huxley and Ian Van Geffen. He then became a WIA soccer official for the FEA. His coaching began with the Paper Valley Soccer Club with the local state champions, Level 20. And Harry, you were involved with that a little bit as well too, right? And then he became assistant at Neenah High School, serving with Tony, serving with Harry, serving with Van Geffen, Dan Goggin, and I think even Andy Thompson when he was there. So a long history of supporting him in a really unrecognizable in a lot of cases, but the reason we were successful, we had some pretty good goalies, we had a good goalie trainer. That was impressive. I could go on and on. He got in some of his kids playing soccer. I think all three of them played? Yeah, at some point? Yeah. All three kids played, and was involved more recently as a coach with his family. And other than that, he's a very, very recognized teacher at Neenah, too, has been really successful there in his life. So this is he's a very special individual and a very good choice for the Hall of Fame committee, and we're lucky to have him. And he's the one that gives credits for the retrospective of all these nice pictures. Some of those pictures remind me of my dad when he had his hair in the second. All right, Dave Farin, would like to come up. Join Dave.
You know, just hearing Dan talk, and I remember Dan being out on the fields with the kids, and seeing Duke and all the success you guys had, I kept thinking while I'm listening about relationship and connection. And those are real strengths of these guys. And they were also the strengths of my early mentors. And you know, there were a lot of people who were involved with soccer here in the community that were kind of carrying the whole thing. And they did it in multiple things. They were playing, they were coaching, they were refereeing, they were administering, and it really was a family. And what was crazy about it was, you know, I grew up playing baseball, and you know, I don't think I ever ran into anybody who wasn't like from the U.S. playing that sport. And then when I started playing soccer, everybody was from all over the place. I mean, we had Africans and Caribbean and Central American, South American and European and Asian players all playing together on teams here in the Fox Valley. And they were the coaches at the high schools as the high school teams developed, and they were the referees, and pretty much everybody you ran into had an accent. And I love that about it. That was so different from my experience in baseball growing up. And I also really enjoyed the support I got. I mean, when I started playing, I was very shortly invited in to help. Like Tony asked me to come and help him with teams. And I mean, I was barely older than his oldest son. And so I started helping him and seeing how he organized practices. He invited me to go and see Hedergat came to Oshkosh. And, so I got to see it. A guy who ran the top team in Germany in Oshkosh. I would have never even known about that. And then later, when I was helping with Harry, just the passion that comes into the locker room to get people ready to play at the older level. And all I can say is it all kept reminding me, everything kept reminding me of the same kind of thing, which is that soccer is the player's game. And I felt like these people all really held that in their heart. And it's such an important part of your experience from a young child all the way up through, that it really is your game when you're on the field. It's your form of self-expression. It's your opportunity to assert your character. There's not a bunch of timeouts where they can get your head on straight, right? That you have to kind of deal with all the circumstances, the adversity, the challenges, the excitement, the success, and it's what everybody had in the spirit that I felt like I was indoctrinated into. And so like when my kids were playing, it was really hard for me not to get in there and coach them because I was afraid somebody else wouldn't have that ethic. Right? I mean, I really wanted to be out there when they were playing, and I really wanted to infuse that in everything I did with the kids. And it's still part of my spirit with what I do as a teacher, because I work with kids with disabilities, and I want them to have fun. Because it's really about having fun, above all, and being part of the group and enjoying what we do together. And so I look at the list of the former inductees, and I just, it just brings back so many memories, great experiences, and it's very humbling to be part of that group, because I looked up to all of these people, and so I'm very grateful for this opportunity. So thank you very much.